This week on TGC News, Ruger and Remington drop new stuff, Proof hits the switch, and headache relief you're probably not expecting. The Spartan from LaserMax offers a different approach to weapon-mounted light and laser combos. Available with either a red or green laser, it also takes advantage of the most visible wavelength in the color spectrum and projects 120 lumens of mint green light with just a single AAA battery. Able to be mounted on virtually any pistol with a Picatinny rail, you can own the night by clicking the link in the video description to learn more. Welcome back to another episode of TGC News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. First up this week is a product that's bound to be a forehead slapper. Why didn't I think of that? Well, here it is. Sightlines by Noise Fighters, otherwise known as the hearing protection cushions that work with your eye protection and don't give you a headache after extended use. So what is it? Well, essentially it's a set of cushions that have a small channel cut on the top to allow the sidebars or stems of your eyewear to fit comfortably against your head. In theory, this would cut down on headaches and pain in general on your head caused by typical ear pro pushing the stems into your head with a good amount of force. On the surface, they appear to be decent quality, all made in the USA. It's kind of impossible to truly tell if they'll be comfortable or not, but this is definitely a great idea. My only concern is the height of the channel on the cushion. My personal preference is to kind of bury my eyewear against the top of my ear. These things kind of force the sides to rest a little bit higher off of the ear to get a good seal and control the sound levels that come in. I get it, but I'll have to try it out and see if it works for me. I mentioned this to Neil Brace, who is the creator of the product, and he sent me this cell phone image to show that it does fit correctly for him. So we shall see. As far as cost goes, in order to get a set of these, you have to back the Kickstarter for $25, which almost doubles the cost of your ear pro in certain cases, but I suppose the comfort could be worth it. If you have more expensive ear pro, this is a no-brainer. They have a list on their website of a whole mess of ear pro that these will function with. It's not just the cheap stuff or the expensive stuff, it's a whole bunch. My biggest complaint about the ear pro that I use a lot, the Howard Late Impact Sports, is that the cushions suck. They have some of the best sound quality, so imagine if they had really good cushions and really good sound quality. It'd be really cool, right? The long and short of this is that it's a crowdfunding campaign and you are not guaranteed to get the product in hand, so play at your own risk. I also think that because it's not gun specific, we most likely won't see it get shut down like we did with the automatic mag loader we talked about a little while back. Time will tell if the sightlines get off the ground. And if you want to check out their Kickstarter campaign, there is a link in the description. And in precision rifle news, Proof Research, best known for their super high quality carbon fiber wrapped barrels, has just released a new rifle system called Switch. Now, the concept of swapping calibers and barrels, especially in precision rifles, isn't exactly new. However, this is one of the more complete and simple versions out there. The gun as a whole weighs in at just over 7 pounds, so it can be used from anything from varminting to big game hunting, and then if you want, you can take the same rifle and go shoot a precision rifle match. It's a neat system for sure. The way Proof describes it is like having a safe full of custom rifles rolled into one. I'll try and break it down the best I can. The core of the rifle is a bighorn arms action and floating bolt head. This allows the end user to swap the bolt face for various calibers in just a matter of minutes. And although it's a little more complex than an AR-15, it's still a relatively easy process to swap calibers. Once you're down to the bare action, you screw in the barrel, check headspace, then tighten down the barrel nut and cap it off. And then you recheck the headspace once more to confirm. From there, it's just a matter of reinstalling the bolt, stock, and bottom metal. And of course, you have to use the appropriate magazine. Proof has a really good tutorial video if you want to see an in-depth look of how this is done. The thing that I think is special about this system is that not only are you going to have barrels available from the get-go, unlike you would with certain semi-auto attempts at multi-caliber systems, but you have them available from one of the best barrel manufacturers on the planet. Off the bat, you'll be able to get this in 8 different calibers, including everyone's favorites, 223, 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, and a few others in both carbon fiber and steel barrel offerings. Well, how much is it, John? I can hear you asking from here. Yes, this is going to hurt. You knew this was going to happen as soon as I said proof research. The base rifle is $3,999.
Holy crap.
Whew. The barrels are not listed on their website for sale just yet, but going from their other offerings, the carbon barrels will go for about $1,000 and the steel ones for about $500. And that is not including an optic or any other accessories. This is not cheap, but that was never really the idea with anything that proof research makes. I would really love to see some independent accuracy testing to see just how good these things are when you swap from barrel to barrel. They guarantee half MOA groups, and I would be really curious to see if that will hold up. I'm also curious to see what you guys think of a multi-caliber bolt action system. Would you get into something like this over buying multiple rifles and just leaving them set up? Let me know in the comments. Jamming more into this week's show, the Big R, Remington, is trying to stay afloat with a new gun. Dubbed the R1 Limited, this new double-stack 1911 is exactly what it looks like, a competition-ready 1911. The basics are fairly simple. It's chambered in 9mm, it has 19-round mags, has a huge mag well, aggressive VZ G10 grips, a 5-inch barrel, fiber optic front sight, adjustable rear, ambi safety, and a PVD coating all over. All for the MSRP of $1,250. Will this save Remington? I doubt it. Ruger, in an attempt to get into every week of TGC News, has released some more incremental additions to their lineup. In regards to wheel guns, the SP101 can now be had in .327 Federal. The GP100 can now be had in a 7-shot version in the 2.5, 4, and 6-inch versions. The Red Hawk can now be had with a sleeved barrel, which is said to increase accuracy. Unknown about that. Beyond that, they've updated the Ruger No. 1 lineup to be available in .450 Marlin, and they've added 2 new versions of the 1022. One with a scope and a hard case, and one that's meant to be kind of a competition/target rifle with a fancy wood laminate stock and a lightweight tension barrel. It seriously seems like they're adding new stuff every week. I don't hate it because it gives us new stuff to talk about all the time, and it seems like they have their finger on the pulse of what their customers want. It's very rare for you guys to get upset with a new product from Ruger, right? Rand CLP offers an entire lineup of non-toxic cleaners and lubes for the discerning shooter. You can use their bore and bolt to clean up carbon, fouling, or rust, and then follow it up with their CLP, or for hot and heavy applications, the hog grease, for before, during, and after the range. Find out what the nano-infused bio-friendly lineup from Rand CLP is all about over at randclp.com. Our friendly fire question this week comes from the TGC Nation Facebook group. Andrew Wasserman asks, should non-military and first responders be able to own body armor? The simple answer is yes. Everyone should be able to own it. We should also be able to own armor-piercing ammo across the board. Let's take another one, shall we? John Scove asks, what is a good amount of ammo to keep on hand? How many different calibers do you keep stocked up? I'm a bit of a different case because of what I do for a living. Right now, I have about 25 different calibers on hand, and of those, I have good quantities of about 10 to 15 of them. I would say for the non-ridiculous gun guy, having at least 1,000 rounds of the main calibers you're shooting is a solid way to do things. Obviously, when you get into the more expensive rounds like 300 Win Mag and things like that, it becomes a lot more difficult to invest several $1,000s into keeping that quantity on hand. But you get what I'm saying. My question to you guys this week, what is the best gun-related product you bought this year? Sound off in the comments below, and if you want your question answered right here on TGC News, you can send that to me over on theguncollective.com. And that is it for this week's show, guys. You know what to do if you enjoyed the episode. Hit that like button and share it with your friends. If you didn't, let me know why down in the comments. And of course, if you haven't yet, get subscribed because you won't want to miss a single week of the show. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon. The shirts worn in today's video on The Gun Collective have been provided by Patriot Patch. Closed captions have also been brought to you by Patriot Patch Company. Be sure to click the link in the video description to check out all of their great products, including their cleaning mats.